Welcome to Circuit 1 of Beginning Workout Back. This is my amigo Shane, who's flown halfway around the world. Come and join us today. What's up?
When I started reacting to kettlebell workout videos, I noticed an interesting trend. With only a few exceptions, everybody treated the kettlebell differently. In some cases, the kettlebell was used in such a weird way that it completely eliminates and diminishes the most differentiating factor of kettlebell training, and with it, its benefits. Now, this video is not supposed to be a hit piece. It's quite the contrary. It serves to be of educational value for beginners in kettlebell training who, just like me a few years ago, do not know anything about kettlebells. Now, the kettlebell has a huge history behind it. Legends have it that they were used as weights on Russian markets. Others point out that the kettlebell was already used as a training tool in Germany as well as in the United States. But just to avoid confusion, let's stick with the Russian story. After some of these market guys started tossing around those weights, the kettlebell found its way into the circus. From there, it became a strongman discipline, and in 1960, it culminated into its first weightlifting competition, and it's been going ever since. It copied the snatch and the clean and jerk from weightlifting. Instead of using a barbell, they're using kettlebells, and they incorporated their own independent signature move and discipline, which is called the long cycle. Now, around the 2000s, Pavel Tsatsouline emerged on the scene, showing the world a different view on kettlebell training than the traditional kettlebell sport style in competitions. He crafted his own methodology and coined it hardstyle. And up until today, I believe that kettlebell sport or hardstyle are the two most beneficial ways to train with kettlebells because they respect and understand its fundamental nature. Both styles have stood the test of time and the fire of peer review, making it the only solid approach to kettlebell training. Since kettlebell training is continuously evolving, we're now witnessing a new emergence of a style that is called the hybrid, a mixture between the two giants, kettlebell sport and hardstyle. About over a decade ago, I first heard about those bell-shaped weights. I remember that there was some guy named Pavel, and he clearly seemed to understand what he was talking about. I also remember a very muscular dude named Steve Cotter. And come to find out, these two men were actually working together. Now, after following these two icons in the kettlebell world, I slowly started deviating, paying more attention to the so-called functional training trend that was overtaking the internet. I saw kettlebell exercises I've never seen before, and I started to believe that I was missing out on something. Yet, after trying some of these exercises, they somehow felt off, and I've stopped doing them, and I've stopped incorporating them into my daily workout routines. And this was around that time I invited Steve Cotter to come to my gym to get coaching from the man who was pivotal alongside Pavel, popularizing the kettlebell in the Western world. Now, Steve and Pavel have both DVDs as well. And from these guys, you get the most vital information because they understand what kettlebells are all about. They understand its fundamentals, the ballistics, the grinds. They know the real deal. While Steve was more the kettlebell sport hardstyle hybrid kind of guy, Pavel kept pushing his hardstyle philosophy, which originated in martial arts. Now, because of the unregulated nature of the fitness world, other people started incorporating kettlebells as well. And this is a good thing since more exposure leads to more popularity. So after watching all these kettlebell fitness DVDs online that you now find on YouTube and reacting to some of them, those weird exercises were standing out the most. Now, there's a reason why I can say that these exercises are weird, and that in many cases I believe that the coach doesn't know what he or she's talking about, and I'm not saying this in a condescending manner. they do not engage properly in the most differentiating factor of the kettlebell, namely the ballistics, and therefore do not harvest its benefits. Because of this reason, people who do not understand the kettlebell have to use a way out, and that is, they follow this one rule. They only do these weird looking exercises with light weights. And with light weights, you can almost do everything and mimic every movement. Yet when you pick up heavier weights, you have to understand what you are talking about, because you're either gonna hurt yourself or the heavy weight is going to show you that the exercise selection that you are choosing is not very smart. Now, I'm not saying that you should pick up a 32 kilogram kettlebell the first time you see one. At the same time, I'm also saying that you have to use a certain weight range to start engaging with kettlebell training in the beginning. Because in order to avoid warping your perception of how this kind of training is and supposed to feel like, you need the right weight ranges. So this particular weight range becomes very important because it teaches your body how to handle the kettlebell. It teaches you how to handle the ballistic component that comes along with swinging an object that is bell-shaped. It also teaches you that you have to avoid certain mistakes, because working ballistically with an object is generating forces on your joints and on your spine, and you have to understand them to fully comprehend its powerful use. So if you don't know how to apply the biomechanics and you don't know the technique, you're left with only one choice. Use the lightest weight possible to obscure the fact that you actually do not understand what kettlebell training is all about.
Just using that balance to stack all that weight on the one leg as you shoot up. Just slow and controlled. Breathing out on the up.
Like that, and go a little lower each time, and just tap it forward. Here we go. Lift, reach through, lift.
Combining exercises into one makes sense if the kinetic chain is natural and offers you an additional benefit. Yet, combining too many movement patterns into one goes against many principles that even have a scientific background, such as the law of exercise or the rule of hypertrophy work. Because the most bang for your buck exercises are the basics, and I believe there's 10 of them. The row, the deadlift, the lunge, the squat, the press, the windmill, the Turkish get up, the swing, the clean and jerk, and the snatch. Now the trend in these fitness DVDs is obvious, mostly ignoring the basics, creating a new form of exercise in order to market the DVD and to elevate the credentials of the coach. They are giving you the so-called secrets to weight loss, muscle building, staying young, toning, coordination, cardiovascular training, fitness, your bikini body, etc. Well, I believe that there is a secret, and let me tell you what that is. The secret is that secrets do not exist. It's about putting in the work, working with a certified, tested, tried, and loving professional who wants to share his or her passion with you to help you along on your journey. As a final word of advice, the best training philosophy is the one that you like doing and that you can adhere to. And this means that you can move the kettlebell any way you want. That being said, moving any way you want with a kettlebell may increase injury risk if you don't engage in it properly. And finally, when looking at these weird kettlebell exercises that are rampant on these fitness DVDs, there's a big lesson I have learned from Dan John.
Well, there's a phrase I use a lot. It's just because you can doesn't mean you should.
Thank you for watching. If you enjoyed the video, like it, consider subscribing if you want to see more kettlebell content. And if you're looking for a kettlebell program that builds you up from a beginner to a slowly advanced trainee in the course of about 3 months, and you maybe want to combine it with some easy to follow nutrition coaching because maybe you want to lose weight or you want to get in shape, then check out 90 Days of Kettlebells. You'll find the link in the description. 14-day free trial included.